Hey everybody, it is your boy, Baseman Awakens, checking in with you for the latest video on the Baseman Awakens YouTube channel. For those of you listening for the first time, I welcome you. I am Baseman Awakens. You want to know a little bit more about me? Check out the first video I did on the Baseman Awakens YouTube channel. And remember, every Sunday is when I drop a new video, so just be on the lookout. But remember to like, share, and subscribe. Now I'm getting into it. Introduction to the American Matrix Part 2. This is the second video in a two-part series on the American Matrix. Today's topic, I'm breaking down how the American Matrix separates each and every one of us from our spirituality. Yes, humans are primarily, first and foremost, spiritual beings. Now, for a lot of you, you're probably saying, what is this guy talking about? Yes, we are spiritual beings, and I'm going to prove it to you in today's video. Now, think about it. Has there ever been a situation where you picked up the phone? No, actually, where you were thinking about someone, and within 30 seconds to a minute of you thinking about them, they called you? Yep, that's an example that we're spiritual beings. Or have you ever gone into an environment, whether it be a club or a bar or a concert, or there's any place with a lot of people, and you picked up on the feeling of the environment, right? People were either happy, so it made you happy. People were sad, so it made you sad. Like unfortunately, if you were at a funeral or something like that. Yes, that also proves that we are spiritual beings, because that's all a reflection of the energy that each and every one of us gives off, and we all pick up on it, and we all influence each other back and forth. That means we are spiritual beings. However, I just want to make a point. In describing that we're spiritual beings, there's two aspects of it that I'm going to be breaking out today. The first aspect of it is known as vibrations, and the second aspect is intuition, which I think more people are familiar with. Now, vibration is basically our level of consciousness, right? How we think and behave in the matrix that we live in. Higher vibration equals a person that's more loving, caring, and connected to the nature. Lower vibration indicates selfishness, more cunning, more ruthless, more violent. That is lower vibrational behavior. But I just want to make a distinction here. Most humans have vibrations. Most humans utilize our intuition, but there's a small subset of humans that I define as being psychopaths that neither have a vibration, whether it be high or low, and have no intuition, i.e. their success or their connection to their creator. And unfortunately, it's the psychopaths. They're the ones who run our society. They're the ones who created the matrix. But we always have to remember, just because they create the matrix doesn't mean we have to buy into it. Now, the importance of our vibration is that our vibration, through the way that we think and we behave, we actually shape our reality. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is something when I first found out about it a couple years ago, I thought that it was an absolute lie. But as I've gone on my journey as a dude who was awakened to his base level of thinking, i.e. base man, and I became awoken to it, I began to realize that I, as a spiritual being, have a lot more power than I thought I did. So, for example, when I'm angry, when I'm in a really angry state, I've come to realize by replaying certain situations in my mind that I'm like, wow, I have to control my thoughts, because when I'm angry, I actually would go about attracting confrontational situations where my anger would actually cause other people to become defensive or cause other people to become angry. And I'm like, wow, so this whole idea of vibration is actually true. Not just through that example. I'm going to give you some other examples to prove what I'm saying. But, we want to, as spiritual beings, strive to be in a high vibrational state. And it's not just in terms of shaping our reality. There are benefits to being a high vibrational human. I personally believe that having a higher vibration actually causes us to be healthier, our body to be healthier. It lessens the chances of the disease. And I want you to think about it another way. How many times where you've been under stress, I mean, serious stress, like, you're going through some real heavy stuff, whether it be in your personal life or your work life, and you find yourself getting sick. That's an example of vibration. Stress is actually a lower vibrational state, and stress actually puts a lot of pressure on the body. And if the body goes through enough stress, you can get sick or you can develop a certain type of disease, i.e., so there's benefits to being a higher vibrational being. I hope it's all coming together because I'm going to get a little deeper. Now, the second part of this, right? It talks about vibration, which is our level of consciousness. It could be high vibration or low vibration. The other aspect to it, which really speaks to our connection to our creator, right? Our God, which is our intuition, which is that sixth sense. It can't be explained. We didn't think it through. We just had that knowing, like you knew that this is what you're supposed to do, or you knew that person over there, you can't trust them, or you knew you were supposed to take that right instead of that left. That is your sixth sense. Now, the importance of intuition is that as we work towards being a higher vibrational spiritual being, our intuition only grows stronger. So for certain people, it's natural to them where they just have that sixth sense. Other people, they don't have it. But if you build on your intuition, as I've come to as Baseman Awakens, it went beyond just having that sixth sense. I actually start to get messages from my creator, our creator. I know you think I sound crazy, but I'm gonna break it down to you this way. In every single society throughout history, there have been people who have been called quote unquote prophets who've gotten these messages. They said that God told them this or God told them that. Now, I'm not trying to say that Baseman is a prophet. I don't think I'm a prophet, but what I'm saying to you is they were getting messages, and they were getting messages because they had that they built up their intuition, or it was just a natural gift that they were able to get these messages from their creator. And since humans, we are all spiritual beings, what I'm saying to you guys is that you have that ability too. Now, some people, you might not want that, right? And that's cool. But for other people, I believe that there's a great benefit to having that direct connection with your creator, because one, it proves that religion ain't real. And number two, that spirituality is. Now, I'm not taking a knock at religion, but I just want to remind you guys, as I said in the first video, religion is man-made. Spirituality is just is. It exists, and it's our connection to the creator. So if you work on your intuition, your creator will speak to you, and you don't need to go to some religious leader to get to hear what hear what God supposedly told them, right? And there's also another benefit to us as spiritual beings working on intuition. Our intuition allows us to literally start to see reality for what it is. And I'm going to share my story on my path as Baseman Awakens, right? Through me working on my intuition, not only am I getting messages from the creator, but I'm also able to just see reality for what it is. So for example, I can look at certain people now and I can just see them for what they are. And our society places a lot of value on physical appearance, right? Physical attractiveness, whether or not you're in shape and all this. But by me working on my intuition and also my vibration, it's been kind of crazy, man, because, and I'll use women as an example, right? Where by society standards, I've come across women that by society standards are either very, very attractive, an 8 or a 9. And I've also come across women that by society standards are not very attractive, with 3 or 4. But when I look at that women that society has said is very attractive, I literally saw the ugliness inside her. I'm like, whoa, this woman is a very ugly person. She's an ugly human being. I'm talking about in terms of who she is on the inside. But then there's also been the flip situation where I've looked at women that by society standards are not attractive, but I'm like, wow, I actually saw her inner beauty because I saw her inner beauty. I'm like, this woman is actually a great human being. And I'm not speaking about it from an attraction standpoint, because Baseman Awakens is not only taken, but he's pretty content in the situation he's in. But what I'm saying is, it's like that intuition allows you to start seeing reality for what it is in almost every aspect of your life. And that's if you want to go down that road. For some people, they're cool with just having that sixth sense. For other people, they want to go as deep down a rabbit hole as they can. Either way, I encourage you to keep walking on your path. Now, I broke down, you know, the importance and specifically what vibration is, the importance of having a high vibration, what intuition is, which I think most people understand. And then if you build on your intuition, what it can lead to. Now I'm going to explain the other part of this, which is why the American matrix exists and how the American matrix works to separate us from our spiritual self as spiritual beings, right? Now, there's been a lot of change going on in our society over the last couple of decades. And for some people, it just seems natural. But in my opinion, as Baseman Awakens, I think there's an agenda here. Not just a financial agenda, but there's a spiritual agenda as well. Now, the sociopaths, i.e., the people who have no vibration, the people who have no intuition, have no connection with nature, have put in specific strategies to separate us from our spiritual selves as spiritual beings, right? To take us away from our godliness. Because according to every single religion out there, humans have been created in the image of their God. So we are godly beings, right? And what they're trying to do is take us away from our godly selves. The first has been the importance of media. If you pay attention to media, specifically news, it's always lower vibrational information, right? The lower vibrational information about crime, about terrorism is all about putting us in a fear and anger state. When you are fearful, that's low vibration. When you are angry, that's lower vibration. I explained that earlier, right? When you're angry, you start to attract a lot of negative things to you. And the purpose of that media is to have us trust no one. We can't trust our fellow man. We can't trust somebody else from another country. It isolates us, right? And that's all about putting us in this low vibrational state to cut us off from our intuitions, right? The second aspect of this is also like through the media, we live in a very materialistic society and a shallow society. It's to always make us believe that we're never good enough, to keep us in a low self-esteem like state, right? Because think about it, the opposite of low self-esteem is high self-esteem. High self-esteem is recognizing the godliness inside of you. But if you always believe that you're not good enough because you don't have the newest clothes, you don't have the clothes that's in style, you don't have a brand new car, you don't have a ton of money, you're not going on vacations and posting on Instagram, that actually makes us think that we're worthless, right? Or that is the goal of the American Matrix, is to make us feel that we're worthless. And that takes us away from our godlike state. And that also makes us believe that we can't control our future and our destiny and our reality. Now, there's other side to this too, right? We all need money. Baseman has a full-time job. So Baseman gets it. I need money to survive. I like nice things too. But I try to balance that with the truth that, and again, every religion talks about it, is that we are created in our God's image, which means that everything that we need is already within us, right? So it's not that we don't need these things externally, but everything that we need, according to Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, you name it, says that we were created in our creator's image. So it provided us with everything that we already needed, right? Another major aspect to it, and I think this is more recent, is the fact that they've been feeding us either fake food or crappy food. I say fake food, right? Now you're probably thinking, what is Baseman talking about? So when you go to McDonald's and you order a milkshake, and I used to love getting those McDonald's milkshakes, there's actually no milk and nothing natural, no milk, none of that in the milkshake. What you're actually drinking is plastic. And for you, the people out there who like Taco Bell, do you know that I think nearly half of the ingredients in the meat that you eat at Taco Bell is, what is it? It's wood, not wood chips. It's like some sort of like grinded up wood. Now think about that. That's what I mean about fake food, guys. So the elites, they want to keep us in this low vibrational state. They want to make us basically zombies, right? And a huge part of that is the food that we eat. When you eat food that's alive, fruits, fresh vegetables, you drink a lot of water, it actually affects your vibrational state. It affects the way how you think. It affects your mood. It actually improves your self-esteem because you feel alive because you just ate alive food. Water is also alive as well. But when you're drinking soda, you're drinking a lot of alcohol, that actually all plays into lowering our vibration and dulling our intuition. So, and elites know this, and nobody's going to come out there and tell you this. And if you don't believe me, I want to challenge you. Go for one day where you only eat fruits and vegetables, right? And if you can't even get fresh fruits and vegetables, do frozen fruits and vegetables. Make a smoothie. Have nothing but smoothies and drink lots of water for one day. And I guarantee you the next day you'll feel way better than you did a few days ago. And that's because your body's responding to the real food that you're eating there. Now I'm going to wrap all this up, right? I talked about the impact of media, fear and anger that comes out of it, the materialism, which lowers our self-esteem and tells us that we're never good enough, and the fake food, which affects our vibration and dulls our intuition. The last step in wrapping all this together is that the elites are pushing us to all live into urban areas, right? That's where everything is at. It's not in the rural areas, it's not in the suburbs, but it's all in these huge mega cities or mega metro areas, such as New York City, such as DC Metro, such as LA. And humans, spiritual beings are not meant to live like this. We all need space. We all need a connection with nature. Nature is also another way that we raise our vibrations. There is no nature in a mega city. There's no nature in New York City. And I don't want anyone to come talk to me about Central Park because that's not nature. That's just a park. Humans, we come from nature, so we need to have a balanced relationship with it. In these mega cities, you get none of that. You don't get fresh food, right? Or if you do, it's 2 or 3 times more expensive because they have to ship it from 1,000 miles away. You're constantly around other people picking up on their vibrations. And that, after a while, as I stated before, right? Every environment has a specific vibration that affects us. But if you're out in nature, nature always has a positive and high vibration, and we need access to that. You're not getting it in these mega cities, right? We're always stressed out living in these mega cities because they're very expensive to live in. New York City, a studio is about 1,800, 2,000 and you're living in a crappy neighborhood. So you're in that fear and anger mode because you're always trying to find more money. Collectively, put it all together, the elites know what they're doing, man. They want to separate us from our spiritual selves, man. And I know it sounds a little out there, but just think about what I'm saying, and maybe your intuition will start to guide you as well. Now, guys, I know I just went through a whole bunch of very deep, down the rabbit hole type of information, but I just want to leave you with this. Humans, we are spiritual beings. And for us to be able to live the lives that we have a right to live, we have to stay connected with our spiritualness. We have to work as much as we can to raise our vibration and to make use of our intuition, because that's what the creator provided us. The creator, whichever creator you believe in or however you choose to define your creator, created us in its image. So it's already provided us with everything that we need. We just need to connect with it, and then we'll be able to handle the rest. Now, guys, I know this video has been extremely long and it's blowing some minds here. So I want to see what you guys got to say about it in the comments. But with that being said, I'm going to cut this video short. Baseman Awakens. Check in with you next Sunday.